everybody, welcome to the Tea. My name is Lorena, your host and producer. On today's episode, we're going to be discussing this African parenting skill and non-African parenting skill. Towards him because you didn't.
But the question is,
well, sometimes like even though our parents do that, but you gotta realize that's how they grew up. Their parents, this is the foundation is set. Go to work. Oh, you gotta be this. You gotta be this. You gotta be this. Right. So they already did what their father or the mother already told them to do. Now they want you to do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's like a pattern.
It's just like a pattern.
Exactly.
That's all they want.
Right.
So, and some people don't know, like African parents, that's why they always make that comment. Oh, when my mom used to talk to me, I used to listen. But we talk to y'all now, y'all don't do nothing because this is how they grew up. Right. So they want the same way they grew up with their kids.
And that's how I said.
And they don't realize it's a different system, especially growing up in America. Like, I can be treated as how you were treated in Africa. Like, right. They didn't grow up the same way. They didn't grow up in the same environment. You have that same expectations of me. Like, they don't understand that. It's saying just gonna bring that same mentality here and it's gonna work. It's like that's not how that works at all.
Even though we was born in Africa or they grew up in Africa, they have to understand migrating to a different place, the custom will somehow shift a bit. Mm-hmm. So it can't always be the same. And that's why, me personally, I don't hold anything against those who are in Africa, as in speaking my parents, but what I will not do is take anything from that and bring it into my home, because I don't want my kids to have the resentment that I have for particularly my father. Mm-hmm. I don't want that. And me being with my man and my fiance, I tell him most of the time in our home, your words are more powerful than mine, because they're girls' children. Mm-hmm. And the reason why I say that, I can tell my girls I love them every day, but hearing it from the father, I know how that is important, because that has affected me, because I haven't heard it from my father. And have their father telling them, baby girl, you can be anything you want to be. It's important, because when my mom say it to me, I'm like, she's my mom. She's supposed to say it. Yeah. But when the father is saying it in the home, even though especially African fathers who don't speak that much to their children, blindsided, if their father says it, it's important. And that's why I tell him, your words are powerful. Don't ever think that my words in the home means more than yours.
But okay, I understand that African parents' words are powerful. I understand that every man's words are powerful.
I'm not saying African parents.
Right.
I'm saying my husband.
Right, but the parents who moved to America, I feel like they're adopting to the system though, right? Like you said, your mom tell her little sister she love them. You know, that's adopting. It takes time.
Because she's willing to learn.
Right. But like your situation and her situation is different, because her parents still in Africa, so they don't know, or they're not seeing how other people treating their kids. You see what I'm saying? So he's still stuck to the African mentality. So you can't blame him for that. But for the parents down here, is we thank God and we're happy that they're changing.
I'm not blaming him because he's stuck to that mentality. I'm blaming him because him as a father, being in his 70s, never took it upon himself ever to question me on how I am doing or how I am feeling. And you have me in America, call me your daughter, but you never take the time to even get to know me, like even have built that phone relationship, because we can't build it physically. I never been home. What I'm saying is, it won't kill you for a bit of communication. I can call my mother and I can call my father. My mother would know me more than my father would ever know me.
But have you ever talked to your dad and said, Dad, I want you to do this, Ask how am I doing? Have you ever said that?
Exactly. And let me tell you how that conversation narrated into an argument, because at the end of the day, he made it seem like, oh, when I call you, you don't talk to me this way, you don't talk to me that way. First of all, I'm not saying anything. I only ask you, why do you never ask about my day? You ask me, this is how it goes. Hello? Yeah, how you doing? Good. Everything fine? Fine. How you doing? Fine. Everybody fine. That's it.
You still
Even though
ask
I
you?
said I'm fine, no. Just because I'm saying I'm fine, that doesn't mean I'm okay. As a father, are you really okay? Because my mother took it upon herself to ask that.
Right.
And sometimes she's right there. And two, if I tell you I'm fine, that just means I don't want to put burning on you. I don't know what's going on in Africa. I'm not there. I don't know your struggles. So I'm not going to take my problem and trauma and put it on you. But it would be very nice for you to ask me behind that I am fine, other than, oh, we not eat all day today.
Yeah.
I can say I'm thankful to say that's not a African thing with your dad. I think that's him, because my dad is also in Africa, and
Exactly.
although we don't talk as often, but every time we talk always talk for a long time. I think you guys have heard me on the phone before, on the three-way call with my dad. He just goes on and on talking. But I can say I'm thankful that that's not an African thing for African fathers. I think that's just your father, unfortunately.
Right.
And
Well, I agree too, because I just think it's him too. So
unfortunately, that's
So throughout the whole thing, I just like I can never relate on how you feel, because it's like at least I have my mom. You don't have your parents here, so in a way, I guess I'm a bit selfish for sometimes feeling the way I feel, because at least I have my mom there. Other people don't have the experience of family, so that's why I appreciate my mom wanting to learn and changing and everything. So I really appreciate that, and I'm really sorry, because every child deserve the love they can get from a parent, you know. Our parents, since we're speaking on African parents, have any of you guys got ass whooping? Because man, they beat my ass.
we'll be Africans if we have it.
They beat me plenty.
Yeah.
Because this coconut hair here, I was stubborn. When the old man said go on inside, the next minute I'm on our other side. They beat me until I was 16. I remember that day. It was Saturday so morning. That old man gave me backing in my eye. Watch out, I see the stars. I said, Jesus. She was reaching for the next one. I grabbed her hand. I said, man, enough is enough. I heard it. My mom screamed. She said, hey, you fighting me? I got scared. I said, no, I'm not fighting you, but I'm 16 now. I in America. You still won't beat me. My mom took that thing. She called Africa. She said, I tried to fight her. I kept apologizing. Up to now, I stay scared of my own mom, I'm telling you.
for me, it was this switch here. If every African person would know this switch, I tired talking, I take ratting. I want long take it one knock, you finish. And the way my parents used to do when I was younger, all the way up to 6, because I did stay with them when I was from birth till 6 or 7. They would say, be your brother and sister keeper. Now let me tell you something. For me, I know I was too much trouble, but they want to follow behind me because of that saying. They would eat on top of food and we all get flocky. They would do this, we all get flocking. So that very one fateful day, I choose to eat on top of food too. But my mom get pepper, but nobody else get flocking. So yeah.
That's her.
So African parents being so hard on discipline, right? What is the reason, or this so hard on us being disciplined?
I personally feel like one reason is because they think if they hit you or beat you, you will have that mentality. If it hurts, you won't do it again. Mm-hmm. Which is not the case, because as we all know, we have children. You slap them one time, they will go right back to the same thing, and then they will come to the person who slapped them. Right. So I don't see the point in that. For me, I don't like that, because he didn't just only hit his girl's children, he hit my mother. So growing up, that's one thing I tell my fiance never to do. In our household, I do the disciplining with my kids. Don't ever hit my girl's children, because if you hit them today, they will grow up and think it's okay for another man to put hands on them. And that's how abusive relationship begins, because their father one did it to them.
I disagree.
So I don't. And two, watching my mother getting beaten so much in front of me, I vow never ever to a lot of men put hands on me, because I just don't like it. It's bad. I don't want to be in an abusive relationship. And that's what my mother was in at some point. And it was public to the children. And then my father took his hands and put it on his girl's children. So I'm glad I came out of that to say I don't want that for my kids and I don't want that for myself. But it's a different story now with my other siblings now because they feel like it's okay for a man to do that to them.
But let me ask you this. Do you think it's best for a dad to whoop their kids?
No, I do not.
Why not?
Especially for their girls' children.
Why it gotta be especially for the girls?
Because I have girls. I'm speaking in my own perspective. I don't have boys. But if we do have a boy, I'm expecting my husband to sit down and have a conversation with his son.
But whooping is not bad.
It's a certain type of way you can whoop. Like you can give a kid a pow on the butt, or you can stretch their hand out and smack their hand. But African parent, you pushing while you pumping tire, they putting pepper in your tack, like they're doing everything. That is not discipline. That is abuse. That is not discipline.
Please follow us on all of our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Moving forward, we will be dropping new episodes every Thursday. These episodes are spicy. They're educational. They are to the top. You don't want to miss out.